Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Hope everyone is having a splendiferous Tuesday. Out here in New York, it's very gloomy, very sad, but we are really excited because we have our first guest in our new studio. Today, we are joined by the queen of Vanderpump Rules, Kristen Doute, a very hot topic of conversation last week. So I'm really glad to have her here just to get a little bit more perspective.
To clear things up, I definitely have some questions for her. I look forward to fighting about her in front of her, and I feel as though there's more to the story. I want to know where her and Carter stand right now, and that'll help me make my decisions going forward.
Also, there's a lot going on in Vanderpump Rules life now because Lala, Brittany, Katie, and Stassi are all on this girls' trip to Park City. Sheena and Ariana are tweeting about the fact that they weren't invited, and I just want to know was Kristen invited, or maybe she was invited but she's busy. She's on Watch What Happens Live this week. I think maybe she's a prestigious morning show to go on.
But sometimes there's a girls' trip and not everyone's invited, and it doesn't mean you're not friends, but you just weren't invited.
No,
not everything can be a 10-person trip.
I completely agree. Just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean you do everything together.
Yeah.
But it definitely implies weirdness, that there's a certain core group of people going.
But I feel as though we all knew there was a core group. And then there's the extended group.
If it weren't I always assumed Kristen was a part of the core group, which is if not for this episode. And also you have to keep in mind this episode was filmed almost a year ago.
No, but things are weird. She wasn't at the engagement party.
Yeah, oh right.
There's drama.
But she was at the wedding.
And maybe they're all fine now, but maybe she got demoted from core.
Yeah.
Sheena not understanding why she's not core. It's if I'm understanding, why aren't you understanding?
Yeah. Ariana understanding why she's not core. It's there's
she's gotten taken down with Sheena.
There's weirdness, but there's not bad blood with Ariana. It's just she's kind of different than all the other girls. Sheena, there's visible blood.
No, it's just sometimes the whole group's not invited, and it's okay. We're 35 years old. It's going to be okay.
But it's we're on a reality show. It's not okay.
But we're not filming, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Kristen Doute. We have obviously top 5 stories. So much going on.
You guys, I was just thinking about it, and 2020 is already so wild. Even if nothing else happens this year, the biggest news of all time happened, which is Megxit. And now just every day things are popping up. It's 2020 knew we were going to be in a new studio, and we needed to put on good shows. And
totally.
She is not disappointing.
She is not disappointing.
And
is there more Megxit news today?
There's more Megxit news because the Queen released a statement after what seemed to be a very short conference call via dial-in, which apparently Meghan, I guess she didn't get the PIN number.
No, they said that she didn't need to be there.
No, but sometimes I've said that when I haven't known the PIN number and I'm just too scared to ask.
Yeah, but also think of it just they're royals, but they're also just a couple in-laws. So you're having problems with your in-laws, you would obviously send your husband. You wouldn't need to go to the meeting. It makes sense.
Yeah, but her calling in so she can hear what they're saying about her and so that everyone sort of has to be measured. I understood that. But I guess maybe they couldn't set up the dial-in because sometimes that's really hard. They should have gone to freeconferencecall.com.
Such a good service.
But maybe they don't have that in the UK.
I actually do think it's an American company.
Or maybe it's freeconferencecall.uk over there.
Yeah, and they got it wrong. They went to .com because she's used to living in the States.
And she was you'll just fill me and send me the bullet points. They all have their private secretaries there, so I'm sure she got the notes.
It makes sense.
Well, we got the notes because then the Queen released a statement, which we will get to.
Yes.
Much to talk about today because The Bachelor was on last night.
Lots to unwrap.
We're keeping up so far. So much to unwrap. I really felt as though the episode revolved around
the world. I took notes and I wrote down people's names because, bitch, it is so hard. Those first 5 episodes, there's so many people who are irrelevant in the grand scheme of the storyline with Peter, but you discuss them in terms of the girl drama, and it's just not worth knowing their names. But sitting here being the girl in the black dress is so annoying.
No, but it's also funny.
Yeah.
I was laughing thinking about how last week when we were recapping, we were talking about Cheyenne and we said her name differently.
Sheehan.
Every single time. It's
what
not
is
Sheen.
Her name? Shane?
I don't know. Shani? I don't know.
No, not Shani. It's.
She wasn't really in this episode, so we never got clarity. But
we'll recap at the end, right before Kristen.
Yeah. But I think we should just get right to it because there's so much to talk about, and I have so many thoughts on so many things, Gigi Hadid potentially being a juror for Harvey Weinstein.
Totally.
It's 2020. Calm down. It's just January.
Relax.
It's so crazy. So I think.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying, I'm going to go off book for a second. I'm going to say that it's time, even though it's only been 4 minutes.
Wow, that's crazy of you.
I know. That's how much we just have to get into. And I'm just so sick of beating around the bush.
Circling the drain.
Yeah. So it is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And that's true. But, much like my good friend Ratatouille once said, I would be remiss, devastated, and heartbroken. I would have a case of RDH if I didn't let everyone know that today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. They've got everything you need to make your business a piece of cake. They've got domains, websites, online stores, and marketing tools. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. You say more, you sell more. Stand out in any inbox with Squarespace email campaigns. Their all-in-one platform makes it easy to unify your brand from a voice, from your homepage to your emails. You can have consistent content from your website to your email, powerful editing tools to make it your own, customized layouts for any message, and mobile editing so you can send anytime, anywhere. Jackie and I use Squarespace to get our Camp Toast website together, which is coming soon. And it's just easy. I think sometimes starting a website is super daunting, and things like Squarespace just make it so easy. They've got domains. You can just get, Claudia's the baddest bitch in the game.com. They'll help you secure the domain, secure the bag. It's really, it's great if you want to start a blog, maybe like McKenna from The Bachelor. They can help you blog and publish content, make it super premium. And we just think that's something every toaster needs if you're a small toaster running a small business. So here we go. We got something for you guys. Go to squarespace.com/toast for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, you can use the offer code TOAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So go to squarespace.com/toast for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code TOAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's squarespace.com/toast.
Sign on, get a website. It's 2020. What's the excuse?
What is you doing?
Okay, first story. Queen has released a statement regarding Megxit, and she may have dropped a hint about Harry and Meghan losing their titles. So, Queen Elizabeth II failed to refer to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in a statement Monday, raising doubts about whether the royal pair will keep their titles, some British outlets said.
This is like true Easter egg hunting.
No, it's actually pretty blatant, Like it's not a Taylor Swift Seven Palm Trees situation, which, by the way, what did it ever mean?
Nothing. She was just posting a picture of some trees.
I think that's what I said that it had meant.
Yeah.
The palace had tweeted out a statement from the Queen after an emergency summit over Megxit. The renegade royal couples plan to drop their senior duties while living at least part of the time in North America.
Duties. In
her missive, in which the, quote, entirely supportive Queen says she still would have preferred a different path for the pair, she only refers to the prince and his American wife as Harry and Meghan, or the Sussexes. That is a noteworthy departure from previous statements in which she referred to them by their full royal titles, British media said. What is most remarkable about this statement, perhaps, is the Queen referring to them as Harry and Meghan and not by their royal titles could be a big clue for the future, tweeted the Daily Mirror's royal editors, Russell Myers.
So, the Sussexes, does that mean her last name is now Sussex? That's weird that their titles would be referred to as their last names,
No, I don't think that's their last name now, but they are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, therefore the Sussexes.
It just seems like a very roundabout way of calling them something,
And no, but I feel like it
like are Will and Kate the Cambridges?
Yes, because otherwise they're the Windsors, which is their last name,
which
but
is
the
everyone.
Whole family is the Windsors. And Meghan, I don't think her last name is Windsor now.
No, I don't think it is either.
Did she change her name? Did Kate change her name?
I don't think that's a thing. Because you lose your last name forever. You're just the royal.
And you barely even have the royals barely have a last name, and it's just a chosen name, and it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, you can be a big fan of the royals and not even know their last name.
Yeah.
It's Windsor, by the way.
It is Windsor. It was changed after World War II because it used to be because she married Mountbatten, and that's Germany vibes, and they weren't
into the Germanic vibes.
Gonna work.
Got it.
So it really is pretty arbitrary. Anyways, I do think this is interesting. My stance on Megxit as of Tuesday, January, whatever it is that whatever the Queen says, that is how I feel. So I feel as though the Queen is being very supportive. She doesn't want to start trouble, so I'm not going to start further trouble. However, she is being a little Sade Better-in-moi with not using their titles. Therefore, I can be a little Sade Better-in-moi.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like in every statement that they release, they always make sure to note the financial independence of it all, which I feel like is kind of smart because this whole thing is so crazy and dramatic. But if they were living the life in Toronto on the public funds, that would be even worse. So at the end of the day, they're not doing anything illegal. Whatever you think about it is whether they're being shady or thirsty, whatever. They're not doing anything wrong now, unethical,
No, they're just being highly disrespectful to one of the oldest institutions of all time. But I mean, what's that when you can have a Netflix deal?
I totally agree.
I can't. Also, it's people are I don't know if people are feeling as though it's so selfless of them to not take taxpayer money, but it's like taxpayer money is nothing compared to what they're about to make.
And it's pennies on the dollar.
And no one can tell them how to spend it. Like when you are being paid by the taxpayers, like everyone's looking at what you're spending and everything has to be in line. But like, why would you even want taxpayer money when if you renounce it, you can make even more money?
Right, and freely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're doing anyone any big favors by not taking.
Right.
Right. It's an ethics thing. Like they can't like live a free life on the British dime.
And I think they're happy to get off the dime.
Peace.
Looking forward to it. Because now
they're hopping onto quarters.
Oh yeah. Dollar bills.
Maybe and a half dollar.
Dollar bills.
Yeah. I mean, this is just such a crazy story. Again, I don't know when we'll stop talking about it, but I just need to fast forward 6 months and like see what their life is like. So I think they pretty much confirmed they're gonna live in Toronto.
Did they? I haven't seen anything of the sort.
Oh, I've seen.
She has nothing of the sort.
Nothing.
It will be interesting where we are in 6 months, and that I think will show what their intentions were here.
Right.
I hope that they get that quiet life that they're looking for,
Sure. Sure, Jan.
I do. Like, if that's really what they want is peace and quiet and Archie to grow up normally, then I think that everyone, like, we need to respect that.
Do you think she's going to write a book? What's, like, in the history of books, the biggest advance anyone's ever gotten? Like, I remember when Amy Schumer got $8 million, it was, like, a huge deal.
I have no idea.
I wonder what Michelle Obama got. Like, probably, like, 30
More
million.
than Amy Schumer.
I feel like Meghan Markle will get the same amount.
But I think if they're the royal family is now putting forth this vibe that all's good and we support them and there's no rift and they're trying to quell the rift. Therefore, Meghan can't go out and write a tell-all. Like, she can't break that.
No, the book wouldn't be a tell-all. It would just be like a memoir.
Yeah, it should be like a how-to guide, like how to be a princess.
No, how to go from being in Hallmark movies to being a royal.
Yeah.
And then leave.
Right.
I would be very interested in a how-to guide.
I would too.
Yeah.
Like,
she's one of those girls, like, you don't just become a princess overnight. You have to want it, And it's like Kate Middleton was kind of born into it, so she wanted it and she got there, but she didn't work hard for it, Like Meghan Markle worked hard for it.
Oh, I think they both worked hard for it.
Same, but I think it was way easier. Like Kate's mom put her in school with.
But Kate and William broke up for a time.
Yeah, but like she didn't have to. For her to find her way into British society wasn't that difficult. She's British, and she was like in the upper class of London, like, and she went to St. Andrews, like she was in the right time, right place. Like Meghan Markle was in, some casting couch in Hollywood 5 years ago.
I think Kate Middleton, I think they both worked hard for it. You don't just become a princess overnight, but Kate Middleton's whole life revolved around her becoming a princess. Like from the time she was born, it was like incumbent on her to like make these connections.
1000%.
And so her whole life has been working for this. Whereas I think Meghan, the idea came to her later on.
Of course, but it was a much further jump. She had to cross the pond.
But she made it look so easy.
Totally. Just like walking out with her thin ankles.
And that white coat. Who could ever forget? Good times.
Yeah. I'm so glad you got her style together.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if you had told us then what would happen now.
Right. It's like she's a princess. And then it's like, no, she doesn't even want to be one anymore.
No. She has like.
And I know I keep saying this and it's like so annoying, but like I just want to know what's going on. Like we can sit here and, guess, but we'll never really know what was happening on the conference call. And I just really want to know.
But the Queen putting out a statement is as close to
the Queen
the horse's mouth is where we're going to get it from.
I think the Queen is at the end of the day really going to put out what she wants people to know. So we're not going to be everything.
But if she wanted people to know that like she is pissed, we would know it.
Yeah, but she could be pissed and we not know because she doesn't want us to know.
But the Queen doesn't get like super emotional and heated. Like she's very rational, and whatever is the best decision for the longevity of the royals is the decision that she's going to make. And so that's the camp I'm in.
Yeah. I don't really have like a stake in the game because like I don't really care about like I'm not British. I'm just really looking at it from like a gossip standpoint. Like the tea is hot,
The tea is so hot. But I guess it's exciting for you from your gossip standpoint that like now Meghan and Harry are going to be celebrities
at the Met Gala.
Yeah, and they'll be at these events and they'll be spoken about like celebrities. Whereas when you're a royal, it's just a different tier.
Yeah.
But I think the way that they're going, it's like I don't know that they'll ever be above the royal family, but more ubiquitous.
No, they'll probably be the most famous people in America.
Famous people on Earth.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little Hallmark star.
Yep. I'm just saying the power of Hallmark just can't be underestimated. And you guys wonder why that's my dream. It's
because you want to be a princess. A princess.
So dream big. So when I'm saying like all I want is just a small role on Hallmark, what I'm saying is I want to be a member of the royal family. And then I want to have the option to renounce.
It's good to have attainable goals.
It is.
That's what I'll say.
It is. It is. It's all about resolutions, you know?
Totally. It's 2020.
Okay, let's get to our next story because it's some of the craziest news I've ever heard. But I mean, in today's day and age, it's just another day, you know? Because Gigi Hadid has been called as a potential juror for Harvey Weinstein's trial.
How does something like this happen?
I have no fucking clue.
Like, of all the New Yorkers in all the world, you had to walk into my courtroom.
In a collision of celebrity tabloid stars and criminal justice that could only happen in the Big Apple, supermodel Gigi Hadid strolled into a Manhattan courtroom Monday to be considered as a juror in the sex assault case of fallen film mogul Harvey Weinstein. The famous catwalker, wearing an oversized men's blazer over a white shirt, sauntered into the jury pool with 119 other prospective citizens of Manhattan on the fifth day of jury selection. The justice asked her and the other potential jurors, "Does anyone believe you know me, the defendant, or anyone of the lawyers?" Which is a question they always ask jurors, and she raised her hand. After the judge called on her, she stood up in the jury box, identified herself as Jelena Hadid, her real first name.
I forgot that that's her name.
She said, "I have met the defendant." With Weinstein looking on from the defense table,
that's so
the
scary.
judge asked the supermodel, "Do you think you can be a fair and impartial juror in this case?" "Yes," she said. Then the judge read a list of more than 80 names of potential witnesses and people who may be referenced during testimony, including actresses Salma Hayek, Charlize Theron, and Rosie Perez, and Ryan Beatty. He asked the prospective panelists whether anyone knows them. She raised her hand again. She said, "I have met Salma Hayek and possibly Ryan Beatty." She said, "I think I'm still able to keep an open mind on the facts." So she is still in the process for selection.
So I obviously get like why from an image standpoint, like she should want to be a juror, like to seek justice, like she's a feminist. But at the end of the day, like I feel like she definitely should not be a juror for many reasons. Like one, not that I think Harvey Weinstein is innocent by any means, but he has the right to a fair trial and she is involved, like in some way or the other. And I feel like if she does get on the jury, like that's just like one way, like Harvey Weinstein could be like, a mistrial.
Yes.
Like I think it's unfair. There was a supermodel. Like what are we going to give him that opportunity?
He could argue that she's friends with Salma Hayek.
Right. But I obviously understand why like she would not back down because.
No, and also it is her civil duty. She's answering the questions. Like she feels as though she can be a fair juror. And, you know, everyone tries to get out of jury duty, but you have to answer those questions fairly. But there's 120 other candidates right now. I don't think she'll be chosen because I do think she's too close to it.
Right. And there's 119 other people who are not.
But it is so hard to find jurors. Apparently 2 people have already been like held in contempt because they were like tweeting about how excited they were to be on this panel.
Oh,
and
right.
someone tweeted that he was eager to secure a seat on the jury to promote his novel.
I'm dying. Oh my God.
It's going to be impossible.
No, impossible. It's going to be like OJ. Remember they had to keep them all in a...
Like sequestered
in a hotel, no phone, no TV. They were like going crazy. That's what it's going to be. That's so nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the jury. Like, I think like it'd be fun for a while, like being a part of this like whole thing, but like so boring.
So boring, but it would be exciting. It would be great for your career, honestly.
Of course. That's why they wouldn't let me.
I know.
Anyone who could personally benefit from this career-wise is not going to be.
Yeah.
I bet you this is really like OJ. Remember how they all wrote books?
This is actually the only trial I could sit on, if I may, New York Justice Department, because I couldn't wind up doing sit on the jury that I was in the process for because the trial was going to be too long and I had to go to work. But if my juristness became part of my work,
your jury duty,
became my duty, then I could take a duty.
Oh, I love that for you. Totally. I mean, this is just, I feel like celebrities definitely have a way of getting out of jury duty. Like, I don't really hear about celebrities in jury duty that much, so I kind of feel like this could have been avoided.
No, but I think jury duty, it's like death and taxes. Like, it's part of being a civil servant, and you have to show up, and you can get out of it. You can say, oh, I have a shoot. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be out of town. And you'll be dismissed, but you have to show up, and that's what she was doing yesterday.
You want to hear something crazy? Before he was president, my friend Jenna was in jury duty with Trump.
That's
like when
crazy.
He was just like a man about town in New York. He obviously got out of it immediately, but he sat there like for a while and spoke to everyone.
That is so crazy. Jury duty like was never that exciting for me. And
no,
as
me
someone
neither.
who is summoned for jury duty all the time, like I don't know, they just can't get enough of me. I'm personally insulted that I wasn't called down on this day.
I just am personally insulted that I was called down for jury duty when I was 18. And in order to be eligible for jury duty, all you have to do is be registered to vote. And I was not registered to vote. And I just feel like I served jury duty like one extra time in my life because I shouldn't have been served.
Interesting. I mean, it sounds like a you issue.
You know, I'm just saying, like, it was illegal, honestly, and I want my money and my time back.
No, but you obviously registered for something that put you into jury selection.
I'm telling you I didn't.
Maybe it was getting your driver's license.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you that you did, because like the government
It's the system coming after me again and again.
No, the system doesn't see
the system's broke. The system is broken.
Actually,
okay?
I think that the jury system is as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, I have a theory that there should be a professional jury, like.
Yes, but then inherently that goes against what a jury is supposed to be.
No, I know, but a jury is really supposed to be completely unbiased, and they ask you all these questions, and they go through selection, but at the end of the day, like, there's no way you'll ever really have a perfect jury. And so I feel like if there were, what is a jury? 12 people, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say like the state of New York hired 12 people who are professionally trained to be completely unbiased, like, and that was their full-time job, to be unbiased and like apolitical and just completely stand in the middle of every issue, and like really be able to see both sides. Like, that could be someone's job. I think, like, I just feel like that's such a better way. Like, what do they need assholes like me and you being on the jury? Like, I think it would be hilarious to be on a jury. It would get old after 5 minutes, but like, I am least qualified. I would make my mind up in 10 fucking seconds, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, so maybe maybe if it was a case that you absolutely had no skin in this game, you had never experienced anything on either side, but just the concept of training people to not be biased, it's like, who's training those people who could not be biased? And everyone has life experience that will make them biased in one way or the other.
Right. So if you limit the amount of people, like, you're testing everyone in New York.
But you're testing everyone in New York. But for a specific case, yes, everyone has life experience that might make them biased. But a lot of people don't have that bias, you know? Yeah. Like, they might have bias about other stuff, but when it comes to this case, they don't have a horse in the race.
When you did jury duty, like, did you get selected? Like,
I got really close. Like, I went through the whole first day. I think I was down to like the last 40 people. But the case, he prefaced it by saying the case was going to be really long. And if you have a job that you can't do that for some reason, like, let him know. And at the time I was like, I guess I could like miss weeks of the toast, but then I was like, no, like, how would I make
money,
income?
Yeah.
So then the next day I showed up, I was like, I said yesterday that I could miss 4 weeks of work, but I actually can't. And I was just rambling, and he was like, goodbye.
That's so crazy, because I hear people's like stories about jury duty, and my story was literally I stayed in the room for 2 days and they never talked to me.
That's also something that happens. Yeah.
How many times have you done jury duty?
I've gone twice and I've completed it once.
I remember the time you didn't complete it.
Yeah,
because
I went the first day and I was just like, I'm not going back the second day. And I understand that for myself at the time. It's like I had to wake up so early. I was on my spring break from college. I was like, I'm not fucking going to jury duty again.
And it's so far downtown.
Torture. It was like, I'll go another time. And you know what? At this time in my life, I can do jury duty when I'm called on. Right. Even though I had to push it back because we had Kevin and Astrid on the show. But I should have just gone then too.
Oh yeah, but back then they seemed like big stars.
Yeah, and then I had to miss. When I had jury duty the last time, who did I miss?
I don't know.
Maybe Siesta Key people.
Okay, you get jury duty so frequently.
I'm telling you, like, if the Hunger Games...
Now that we're talking about it, I know it's going to show up at my door. Like,
if the Hunger Games were a real thing, like, I would be called.
Can we talk a little bit about the validity of the rumor that if you don't go to jury duty, you go to prison? Like, is that true or not?
You could go to prison, but I don't think they enact it often.
I don't think they actively seek, but I think it's
but they do fine you.
I think it's also, I mean, I would pay the fine, whatever it is, to not go to prison.
I think it's like $1,000.
Oh, no, I wouldn't pay. I thought it would be like $25.
And it's not, you don't get fined or you go to prison. Like, they might fine you, and then if you're a real, evasive character who's not showing up for jury duty, they'll throw your ass in prison.
Yeah, I've heard that, like, it then gives them a warrant to arrest you. They're not going to arrest you for that, but if there's like something else, and it's just like, it adds to your record. But I would love to have a law professional on the show to understand, just what really happens behind the snes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's important that we all do our civic duty. And, jury duty can be interesting. And I feel like maybe it's a good place to meet people.
Network.
I feel like that would be such a cute Hallmark movie, like two people meeting on a jury.
Oh, and then, but like, it would have to be like not a sad
case. No.
Yeah,
it would be like someone
murder.
Fighting with their landlord over bed bugs.
Yeah.
And it would be like so cute. So I just feel like you should go to jury duty because you never know what's going to happen. And you could wind up on the Harvey Weinstein trial and be set for life because will inevitably write a book.
Or you could end up starring in a Hallmark movie and then becoming a princess.
And see, anything can happen. Thank you.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Anything could do. Also, I got to thinking a lot about Camp Toast last night. I just was like reminded that we haven't talked about it in a while. January 21st, Patreon tickets come out. January 22nd, general public on sale. I'm just really excited.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for people to start getting their tickets. We'll make the Camp Toast 3 group. Everyone will get excited. People will start carpooling. By the way, important factoid, there is no bus this year.
Yes,
there is no bus this year.
It's just too much of a liability, like having all these lives, like precious souls, like we're Sully, like driving them up the Poconos in these windy roads. Like the fact that nobody died is such a miracle, and people will never be doing it again.
And we're gonna leave it at that.
So just like get yourselves there and figure it out, okay?
No,
Rent a car.
Here's the thing: there is no bus this year.
But there is an episode of The Morning Toast today, and it is sponsored by Honey. One of my better transitions.
Wow.
You know that Honey is the free online shopping tool that automatically finds the best promo codes and applies them to your cart. And you know how great it feels to save money. But how does it feel to save with Honey? It feels fucking awesome. I'm not going to lie. Clicking that little button, and I shop online exclusively. I find shopping in stores to be one of the most physically intensive moments. Like, I just can't do it.
We're not cavemen.
You know, I get under boob sweat, and then you're supposed to like try on clothes, and you get these clothes all sweaty. No, I only shop online. And ever since I downloaded the Honey browser, which before they even sponsored the Toast, I read about in the Toasters group, literally this little bubble comes up when you're shopping online. They're like, hey, want to save money? And you press yes. And they just automatically like apply every coupon in the world, and whichever them works for you and gets you the most savings saves you the money. It's pretty genius. They have found over 18 million members and saved over $2 billion. Did you know that Honey supports over 30,000 online stores? So if you shop at Macy's, Target, Sephora, or Best Buy, you can be eligible for savings. We love Honey. All their users do. It has over 100,000 5-star reviews on the Google Chrome store. It's a browser extension that you can install on your browser. I use it on Chrome. It's so great. It feels really good. Think of it as like a little daily victory every time you shop. It's free to use and installs in just a few seconds. So get the extension at Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/toast. So the website is joinhoney.com/toast. You can get it for free at joinhoney.com/toast. joinhoney.com/toast. Get it for free. Installs in just a few seconds. Check it out.
And if you are like me and you're an investor in online goods and a collector, Honey definitely makes that easier on you. They support the collectors of America.
All right, next story.
Next story. NikkiTutorials, famous YouTuber, has come out and revealed that she is transgender. This story is so crazy because at the end of the day, she was being blackmailed.
Okay, the story is so crazy for so many reasons. One, she was being blackmailed. Like, what evil person? Like, I just can't even. Two, I just am amazed that anyone can keep a secret these days. Like, it's so insane. Like, and I never would have like even thought about it. But then when you just think of like how many people like her yearbook, like you know what I mean? Like how does anyone keep something so private these days?
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
And she's getting so much love and support from celebrities who are tweeting at her, including Ariana Grande, Amber Rose, Lena Dunham. Yeah, really, really cool. Everyone is
That always helps when you do something brave.
Yeah, and everyone's talking about it. And it has become a really positive thing, but it's sad to think that it started out something so negative that someone was blackmailing her with this information.
Yeah, and it sucks that like she had to come out this way and like in a way that was forced. But I'm glad it didn't come out like in another way that was like so salacious and like ruined the power of the moment. So it sucks that it happened this way, but like at least she got her moment. You know what I mean?
100%.
What a crazy story though. I mean, shocking. Like it's just so crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I'm really happy for her for all the love, and like the YouTube community can be so sweet and like
they can be so ugly sometimes.
Of course. But I think in general people just are very supportive, and it's nice to see that.
Yeah, and it's just nice to feel like, I'm sure it was really scary making that video, but like I feel like that was the best it could have went.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Everyone was just really happy. Everyone was really surprised. And I just think this is so cool. Like, good for you, bitch. Keep going.
Yeah, I love her stuff.
Me too. So premium. She did a video with Lady Gaga. Did you see?
No, but I saw her conspiracy tutorial, and it was so good.
Yeah, but Lady Gaga did like one YouTube video for like House Laboratories, and she did it with NikkiTutorials.
Oh, that's prestigious.
Yeah, and Kesha did one for Kesha Rose, and she did it with James Charles.
Interesting.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Like celebrities, like everyone is now starting a makeup line and flocking to like YouTubers to help promote, which is pretty smart.
Yeah, really smart.
Kesha was like really cute on James Charles' channel. Like she's just really sweet.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
maybe
I liked her.
It out.
It was a good video.
Okay, are you ready for our next story, which is just like has so many interesting factoids in it this one headline.
Chock full?
It's chock full of interesting factoids.
Hit me up.
Sia texted Diplo to see if he was interested in no-string sex. Sia revealed she hit up her LSD collaborator Diplo for some casual sex. Okay, Sia did an interview with GQ for a feature on Diplo, and so she's talking about him.
Yes, I saw the pictures of Diplo looking so cute. And in this one
paragraph, she's just like is dropping bombs. Much of our relationship is just being spent trying not to have sex so that we wouldn't ruin our business relationship because he's super duper hot. This year, I wrote him a text and said, hey, listen, you're like one of 5 people that I'm sexually attracted to, and now that I've decided to be single for the rest of my life, and I just adopted a son, I don't have time for a relationship. If you're interested in some no-string sex, then hit me up.
Wow.
She didn't reveal whether or not... Yeah. She has a son. She adopted a son. She didn't reveal whether they hooked up or not. But like now I'm adding this to my list of ships that are coming in.
Yeah.
I actually own a small port somewhere and I have a bunch of different ships. And we just got a new one. It's called Sia and Diplo. And to me, that is endgame. And if...
It's called Diplia.
Yeah. They just like music-wise, personality-wise... It's just everything to me.
That's so weird because I was really thinking about Sia this morning and I was thinking of her personal life because I was just like having flashbacks to her performing at the Kardashian Christmas party and wondering if like why they became so like close with Sia and maybe it's like she has kids that are the same age. I mean, I was just like really thinking about her personal life and I just was under the assumption that she had like a Margot Robbie marriage. Like she married someone from Australia who was a nobody and like they're very much in love. But that's not her life whatsoever.
No, that's not her life.
She's single.
She's single. She's happy being single. Now she's a mom, and she just wants to have sex with Diplo, and I feel as though that's a really great place to be.
No, and I feel as though, like, I can relate, you know?
Yeah, she also added that Diplo is the sweetest thing in the world, but one of the most insecure boys I've ever met. She clarified that he isn't insecure with his music, but more with himself and his personal relationships. Oh. Quote, he doesn't think he's good enough at anything. He has crazy low self-esteem. It's so interesting because he's one of the most talented and attractive people in the world, but he doesn't know it. I guess that's what makes him so talented and attractive.
She's spilling the tea hard.
Hard.
I love when like celebrities speak about other celebrities. It's literally one of my favorite things to like read about. And this is just like a friendship that I never even knew existed, but what a good one.
What a good one. I mean, it makes complete sense that they've collaborated. Like, I'm sure we're fans of some of the work that they've done, but I've never really put it together, and not in the age of since I've been like obsessed with Diplo, which only really started in the spring.
But they recently released an album together that like nobody's really talking about, LSD. I think it's Sia, Diplo, and Labyrinth. Like they and nobody like cared or heard about it, but I did know that they were friends just because of that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I love to see, you know, celebs fucking celebs, and I hope that they did in fact fuck.
Or celebs attempting to fuck celebs. Also love to see it.
I love the upfront honesty from Sia, you know, just really like a woman after what, you know, knows what she wants.
Yeah, a woman of taste.
Of course. I mean, Diplo, I think also an underrated fact about Diplo that not a lot of people know is that he's the father of 2.
Yes, that's also in the article, and he talks about how, like, that he found true love with his kids. Like, that they are just, like, bring out the best in him, and that he loves being a dad.
Oh, that's so cute. He does really good, like, Instagram content with his kids, which means he really loves them.
100%.
Very cute.
Very sweet. Fifth and final story, a little more like celebrities dating than fucking celebrities news.
It's not biz news?
No.
Wow, that's shocking because I did have a sponsor for our biz news segment. So
I mean, you literally contractually have to read it.
Very true.
So please do.
Thrive is an online membership-based market on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable. They have guaranteed savings, so enjoy member-only prices up to 25 to 50% off traditional prices. You can also get free gifts, samples, and deals every day. The Thrive Market is a marketplace of the highest quality, healthy, and sustainable products by thousands of wholesome food, home, and beauty products curated just for our members. Find everything you need: organic and non-GMO food, clean beauty, safe supplements, and non-toxic home, plus ethical meat, sustainable seafood, clean wine, and more. You can easily shop by 70-plus diets and values like keto, paleo, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, fair traded certified, BPA-free, and more. Get the app, skip the store and the lines. It's good for the planet and it's good for you. Orders of $49 or more are shipped free, delivered with fast, carbon-neutral shipping from their zero-waste warehouse. We stand a sustainable brand. Through Thrive Gives, their one-for-one membership matching program, every paid membership sponsors a free one for a low-income family, which is really, really sweet. We think that the Toasters already love Thrive Market, but if you haven't gotten on board, go to thrivemarket.com/toast to give Thrive Market a try. You can choose the membership model that best fits your lifestyle. They have 1 month, 3 month, and 12-month options. Go to thrivemarket.com/toast to get up to $20 off today. We love that you can choose your membership term. So if you want the 12-month, the 3-month, the 1 month, check it out. Maybe try 1 month, then you like it, go to 3, and then you like it, go to 12. Find the right fit for you. You can easily give it a try just for a shorter period of time. Thrive Market membership is risk-free. You can take the first 30 days to determine if Thrive Market is right for you. If it's not, just cancel within 30 days and get a full refund. So make sure to go to thrivemarket.com/toast and check it out.
Love it. Sign on. Get great stuff.
So we don't have biz news, but we do have something else?
Yes, we do have a little bit of celebrity news that's just going to take us right into our Bachelor recap. You know,
Okay,
I love like a smooth slide like that.
Me too. What is it? Something about Revolve?
No. Just January Jones finally confirming that she did date The Bachelor's Nick Viall.
And she confirmed it on a podcast, if I'm right.
Which we just love to see. I just can't stress it enough.
Podcast making the news is all you can really ask for as a podcast host.
And we are podcast hosts who support other podcast hosts, support other podcasts, and I just love talking about what they're talking about on their shows.
Which show was she on?
Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. So she talks about how in 2017 she was talking a lot about Nick Viall's season of The Bachelor. She did segments for Jimmy Kimmel Live and The Late Late Show with James Corden, just like blasting Nick Viall. Then apparently Nick caught wind of her words and decided to hit her up on social media, she said.
Oh.
She said, Nick slid into my DMs and he's like, I'm so sorry that your perception of me is so negative. I'd love to take you out to coffee and see if I could change your mind.
Wow, slick Nick.
No, so slick, so smooth. And she said she squealed. She considered turning down the invitation, but she claimed her sister changed her mind. We just love a supportive sister.
We do.
It was all good. All I did was grill him about the show, she said. We went on a couple of dates. She said the thing that attracted her to Viall was that he was cast as the villain, but that he had a bit of a brain. That's all we were talking about, really, but I got a lot of juicy inside scoop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she found out what we've all found out in the last few years is that not only is Nick Viall, like, not the bad guy, he's actually, like, an intellect. He reminds me a lot of, like, Shep. Like,
Yes.
Shep is so smart, and you just think he's, like, a douche, but he's actually, like, a real, like, he reads, you know? Loves literature.
But I think that while Shep is very intelligent, Nick is very emotionally intelligent.
He's also extremely woke.
Oh, extremely.
Like, he you cannot say something about women.
He
like
is the woke king of America.
His podcast should be called Getting Woke with Nick.
Yeah, totally.
But it's called Viall Files, which is such a good name.
Yeah, and
I love that I know that this is confirmation. Like, everyone was talking about it.
We all really knew it. And you know what? Hearing this story, it sounds exactly what it felt like. We were
Right.
seeing, like, oh, they were flirting on Instagram. Like, they were going back and forth a little bit. So they had gone on a few dates. Like, I hope this means that they smooched.
Yeah.
And that, like, he dated Betty Draper. Like, that is so cool for him.
Now it just makes
I'm so
me
happy
wonder,
for my friend.
Now it makes me wonder what the validity of the Rachel Bilson rumors were.
Okay, so I don't think there's much, like, it just, that one felt different, you know?
Yeah.
And now she's with Bill Hader.
Right, which I know we discussed very briefly. What are your thoughts on that relationship?
Honestly, I love it. Like, I don't necessarily have a ship for them, but I do have, like, a small speedboat.
No, it's like, literally I saw them together and I was just like, what? Like, it, honestly, I don't ship it.
What?
I don't.
What's not to ship? They're both, like, so cute and funny and
It's just,
successful.
like, so weird to me. Like, they're just so wrong for each other.
Oh, no, I think they're so right for each other. Like, it just makes sense. It's like, they just fit. It works for me.
Like, that's how I felt about her with Adam Brody. That's how I felt about her.
No, that was a sort of thing that was too good to be true. Like, that wasn't a ship. That was like a cruise liner, you know? And it's like,
that was a celebrity cruise.
A carnival cruise where, like, the crew is drunk and someone's jumping off the side of a Club Med boat.
No, it was so perfect and so special. And those were the days.
No, that's like how Leighton Meester and Adam Brody are so perfect and so
Agreed.
special and a little bit unexpected.
Are they still together?
Yes.
They have, like, lived such a quiet life.
Right. And
that's the life, like, Meghan wishes she could have with Harry.
It was just too much for Adam Brody and Summer Roberts. Like, it just was.
Okay, I wrote down many notes for the Bachelor recap, so should we get into it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I literally had to write down people's names because it was so hard. But we started off with he canceled the rest of the date after talking to Hannah.
Oh my God. We need to, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to go in on Hannah just in case Snitch is watching and I just don't want to trigger her. But, like, this whole thing is so crazy and they did leave it very open-ended. And then watching the preview for the rest of the season, it makes
It's like
me
you think
feel,
she comes back at the finale, like where he gets that piece of information and he says he's going to throw up.
Yeah, and I feel like that piece of information might have been that the woman he's about to propose to, like, maybe has a boyfriend or something like that. Like, information that makes it so that he should not propose to this woman. Or maybe she had, like, things that she did that made it clear that she doesn't love him. Maybe because production has to tell him. Then I think maybe they take some time off and he gets back together with Hannah. I don't know if that's my ultimate prediction, but that's one route. And last night's ending with Hannah left it open to that route.
Yeah, but I just was really surprised that not more of the women were, like, vocal about how incredibly unfair it was. Like,
I mean, Natasha, just the voice of a generation.
She said, Hannah B has been here every day that I've seen you. She's the only one outraged and the only one having a normal reaction. And I get that, like, all these women are trying to win Peter's heart, but, like, why would Peter want a girl who just stands around and waits? Like, does anyone have any, like, self-confidence? Like, it was just, like, Everyone be like, take your time. No, bitch, I put my life on hold because I think you're really cute and I want to date you. And you're out here commanding with another girl. Like, what's the problem?
No.
It was like, I was so shocked that she was the only one having a normal reaction.
Yeah, no, I loved her reaction. She said everything that like we at home were thinking. Peter really respected her for what she said. She really stood out in the bunch for me.
Oh, and that was just after finding out that I have a mutual friend with Natasha.
Right.
So then I automatically respected her.
No, we have no choice but to stan at this point. And when he was like, it's hard to get over someone, she was like, yeah, it's also hard to get over someone when you're seeing them all the time. Like, she needs to stop coming around.
Every day I've seen you, she's been here.
Right. So I'm so glad that was put to bed, but it didn't feel like completely put to bed is all I'm saying.
No, of course not. It was very open-ended. She
like has to go back to dance with the stars, but she eventually like stops dancing with the stars.
She does. Then we went on to the rest of the group date where McKenna made us cringe with her dancing and forcing Peter to dance.
Oh, I must. Oh, in the room, and then he like put her up like elf on a shelf.
Oh my god, with her legs like up in the air. Like, I didn't see more screenshots of that on Twitter, but
I saw so many.
Oh my god, I thought her legs on the air was like one of the most inappropriate, like literally the most vile thing I've ever seen.
You know what? I didn't pick my head up for the part where she was dancing, but I did look at her Instagram, and she already made her bio cringy wine dancer.
Oh
and it's
my
just
god.
Like the thirst knows no bounds, and like that was so clear at the Revolve event.
No, okay, her thirst knows no bounds. She's giving me vibes of a girl who was not there for the right reasons.
No, she like saw Cassie Randolph on TV and was like, that could be me.
No, not only that,
I'm out.
She's all over TikTok, like posting about Bachelor stuff. I saw one of her videos on my homepage last night.
She might be like the thirstiest contestant and the one who, even though maybe likes Peter, is really there for the wrong reasons. And nowadays, the wrong reasons means like, yeah, maybe you're interested in, not even that. It's like you don't want to win. You want to be an influencer. You want to go to Paradise. You want to do Revolve. Like that's
you just
want to
make it far enough where you're relevant.
And I feel like for a lot of girls who go on The Bachelor, like they're there for love and the experience, and then that comes with it.
And they know that's
exciting.
And they know that that's waiting for them, and they don't not want it. But that's not really like the number one reason. Like a lot of them really are like wanting to fall in love. I agree, and I don't think that's naive of us to think.
No, or they know they watch the show, they know the lead, they like that guy or girl. I think everyone knows that there are perks that come along with it, and they're excited about that. But for McKenna, it feels for me that she's strictly there on a business trip. Like she expensed her flight and her wardrobe.
She flew business class.
It's a tax write-off for her.
Yeah. The group date ended with McKenna not getting the group rose, even though she was like so sure that she was going to get it. And he gave it to that girl Sydney, who's from Alabama, and who says she's not a typical Southern girl. And she is so sweet and pretty, and like she really felt like
stunning.
Yeah, but she was like literally nowhere to be found in the first episode. Like I never saw her in my life, but she really rose to the top of this episode.
Gorgeous, stunning. I think she's going to go places. Like literally, location-wise, she's going to travel with them, and she's going to go far.
And then we saw the unraveling of Kelsey. It first started with her coming for McKenna because McKenna spoke to Peter when I guess Kelsey like had the intention of speaking to Peter. And she was just totally wrong. And McKenna handled it very similar to Hannah Ann, like really just like being like, okay, I want that for you too.
I thought she got stuck in the mud a little bit there. She didn't know how to get out of it, and she was trying.
It was such a weird conversation.
She was trying to flip it back, but she got stuck. I was like watching the stickiness.
That's where we see Kelsey start to
unravel,
spiral outward.
Okay, but I have something controversial to say.
But then what happens is Hannah Ann accidentally takes the bottle of Dom Perignon that Kelsey took from Idaho.
Des Moines. It's like very local to Des Moines.
Yeah, it's a very specific, it's an aged champagne. We do see that there was another bottle of champagne set up on the other gazebo. Prosecco, which, by the way, was 100% orchestrated by producers. Like it was just there was just such an easy explanation for this mix-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like having a bottle of champagne set up at the Bachelor Mansion is just another Tuesday.
And there was nothing around it that made it seem like it was homemade. Like it literally had candles, champagne, and a glass, which is all over the mansion.
Right. But I don't think producers set up too so that someone would take hers. I think someone might have wanted a sweet setup. Like there's only so many ideas of things romantic that you can do.
Right. And that's when Kelsey really lost her mind, when she heard the champagne pop and just couldn't contain her emotions and was running around the Bachelor Mansion having people hug her and locking herself in the bathroom and saying no, that she didn't want to talk to Peter anymore.
Even though she was finally getting her opportunity and she was squandering it. I just want to say that Dom Perignon is very expensive.
Oh my God, totally.
So from a financial standpoint, she was at a loss.
1000%. I have 2 bottles of Dom Perignon from my college graduation that I still haven't opened.
And 2, even though she's a little
nuts,
batshit, I like her.
By the way, she's stunning. But
like,
she was wrong. Like I couldn't get on board.
She was wrong in that instance, but like over the whole episode, like I love an emotional queen. I love someone who's going to stand up to Hannah Ann, and then Hannah Ann's going to say she's bullied. Like that is so fucking crazy to me.
But by the way, why? I don't understand why like everyone in the house thinks Hannah Ann. And to me, there has to be something up with Hannah Ann because now this is the second time someone's coming for her. But like she literally seems so nice. What is the problem?
There's just something. It's just like a gut feeling.
But then it's making me think that she wins because it looks like she's being protected. Like everyone is coming for her, but we have no reason to understand why.
I don't think I mean, when you get the first impression, Rose, like there's a target on your back. She's so cute. She's so confident. She doesn't question herself. And like there's definitely like some jealousy in the mix. But I do also think she's a little too perfect. I think a lot of the girls just pick up on maybe some like nefarious vibes.
I just feel like that's too vague for me. Like, what did she do?
It's just a feeling sometimes.
Okay, but that's not fair to like come at someone for a feeling that you had.
No, I'm coming at you from my financial loss of my Dom Perignon.
But
that's why I'm coming.
Know, but she didn't know.
Okay, but like when you get a nefarious vibe from someone and then they steal your Dom Perignon and then they say they didn't know, it makes you question whether or not they knew.
Again, but then that you literally sound so fucking paranoid. Like,
no, 100%. Listen, I would not.
Because it's very possible that Hannah's actually just a nice girl and she didn't know about the champagne.
Sure, but also the girl who shows up in a wedding dress is always fucking crazy.
Oh, by the way,
crazy.
I couldn't believe that she made the top 2 with that. That was the loseriest thing ever.
So losery, and like Janice Dickinson, like we expect better from you.
No, totally. It was so thirsty, so obvious.
Risa,
like, come
on.
I really did not like that.
Yeah. No, but I want to say, like, even though if I were Kelsey, I would never have found myself in this situation, nor would I have handled it this way. Like, I don't know. There's something like real and likable and funny about her. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the fucking champagne on her face like was just hilarious and she handled it so well.
Oh, 1000%. And she got she got memed. She's getting the proper Bachelor treatment. I thought like they made it seem like she was going to have like an emotional breakdown. And to me, she was like a little nuts with that conversation with Hannah Ann, but she wasn't that crazy. Maybe it gets worse. I don't know. But Hannah Ann snitching is so fucking losery, like to me.
And saying she was bullied, like, I'm sorry, you're not a real housewife at a reunion. You haven't been bullied just because you've been called out based on how someone feels. Like bullying is like a system. It's such a serious thing. And like, I'm sorry, Hannah Ann, you're not the victim of bullying.
No, I just hate when people say bullying. And to me, like, whenever someone goes and snitches to the Bachelor, Bachelorette, like they're automatically in the wrong. And I was on Hannah's side until that, but that was just an incredibly lame thing to do.
Totally. And I feel like Peter was really about to send Kelsey home because he was like, I will not have bullies here. And I don't know what she said, but she changed his mind.
And he likes Hannah Ann.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, it's hard to read Peter because he makes out with everyone and you would think that he's like in love with McKenna, putting her up on the thing. But to me, the only time I ever felt real emotion from him was with Madison. I think like she's definitely top 2.
Yeah.
Giving her that thing and she was just like giggling. They weren't even talking. They were just like putting their faces in front of each other.
Yeah, it really does seem like he loves everyone.
Right. So maybe then it's like, does he love no one or does he actually love everyone?
Agreed.
Then we get to the Revolve group date, which is just, at first I was like, this is so fucking losery, like I could die. But then the more I thought about it, I actually thought it was pretty brilliant on Revolve's behalf. It was great marketing. Those girls are going to work for Revolve anyway. It's just like them getting in the door. I think it was pretty genius.
No, it was really genius. And for me, like Peter didn't handle it the way that I would have if I were the Bachelor, which is like to use it as like test material. Like anyone who got too excited or like knew too much and is really here to be like Revolve's next top influencer,
McKenna,
as the Snatchler said, needs to go home. And I think whoever won the competition, I'd be like, thank you for showing your true colors. Like, there's the door.
Yeah, I mean,
McKenna and Hannah Ann, like, if he really is looking for wife.
What's important to note is professionally, Hannah Ann is a model. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really think that her winning was so thirsty. Like, she's a model. If she didn't win, like, she's not very good at her job.
Yeah, no, it just like the excitement over Revolve, I just felt like it told you everything. It'd be like having like a FabFitFun box.
Yeah.
And whoever can sell it the best, like goes home.
But I think, by the way, you're in the Bachelor house, you get $20,000 worth of Revolve clothes. Like, thank you. I'm going on group dates, rose ceremonies. Like, it's actually, necessity is the mother, you know what I mean?
No, but I also found like I was really disappointed in a lot of the girls' style. Like,
terrible.
I mean, Hannah Ann is so cute, has great style, and then like chose like 2 pretty lame
that
outfits.
That gold skirt was
and,
terrible.
I would have had like a buzzer on that hat, the conductor hat, and whoever picked it up goes home. Like, if you're picking up that hat, like you want to be an influencer.
1000%.
That's it. I only wear that hat when I'm like interested in influencing someone.
Yeah. Well, I think and this is going to sound so mean, the episode came to an end with Victoria getting the group date rose because she opened up about her insecurities. And like, is it so terrible of me to think that like, I just didn't believe any word that was coming out of her mouth? Like girls like her are just not insecure. I can't explain it. I just thought like, I think she'd seen one too many episodes of The Bachelor and saw like, okay, let me open up about my insecurity, overcome that insecurity, and then I'll win. Like it's a formula. And to me, she looked like she was just following a formula. If you're insecure, you don't get out of a limo and tell the Bachelor that your pussy's wet. Like, you just don't do that. Like,
No.
You know what I mean?
That doesn't seem like something you would do.
I wasn't believing a single word coming out of her mouth. And I know that's so mean because she was being vulnerable.
When you put it all together like that, I'm gonna say she's not insecure.
The formula was just so perfect.
And the lingerie and the trench coat.
Yeah, it's right. Oh yeah. So you're the most insecure girl, but you're the only one wearing lingerie. Like, I'm sorry.
And your pussy's wet.
The whole thing was so calculated. Like, she had seen one too many episodes of The Bachelor about overcoming your fears, like your fear of heights, and then you do it and you get the rose because you cried. Like, it was too perfect.
I totally agree. Oh
so that's my thoughts on that period.
I'm done with any contestant who repeatedly says, I'm done, I can't. Like, walking away saying I'm done,
I'm going home.
Like, you need to leave. I'm done with you.
I think if you threaten to go home, it should be a rule that you have to have a car waiting for you outside. Like, you have to go home.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, well, that's our recap on The Bachelor. If you're looking for something more in depth, check out The Snatcher. There's a brand new episode going in on the girls. Margot's very, very team Hannah, so you'll get a different perspective. And she's very team Hannah Ann also, so check it out if you're looking for a difference of opinions. We are going to bring out Kristen Doute, which I'm so motherfucking excited about. I have literally 2 hours worth of stuff to talk to her about. So we're going to do that. Our segment with Kristen Doute is brought to you by ClassPass. One thing that we love about ClassPass is that it's an all-access membership to over 30,000 of the best gyms and fitness studios all over the world. You can go where you want, when you want, how you want. ClassPass is everything you need to make working out fun. You can try new workouts with studios without the commitment of going to a single gym or overpaying for drop-ins. They have yoga, strength training, spin, bar, even boxing. ClassPass gives you a variety and the accountability you need to attend class, just like Teddy Mellencamp. They've got something for everyone near your work, near your house. ClassPass is everywhere. My friends used to talk about ClassPass so many years ago, and I was like, damn, that sounds so interesting. And now it's like taking over the world. Everyone has it, and it's kind of genius. It's really
it's genius.
It makes sense financially. It's just really smart. They have monthly memberships that start at just $15. You can cancel anytime. Mix it up and find the perfect studios and classes just for you. Get your first month free at ClassPass.com/New Year's. We did a read for ClassPass a little while ago, and everyone was like begging for the code again. So here it is. Ready? ClassPass.com/New Year's. That's ClassPass.com/New Year's for your first month entirely free. Make sure to check out ClassPass.com/New Year's. Give us a couple minutes. We are going to take a quick break and be back with Kristen Doute. If you have any questions for her, feel free to drop them on the YouTube live stream. We are so excited to have her here. We will be right back. Go get a snack.
If you want more Bachelor content, head over to The Snatcher. Good stuff. See you soon.
Okay, we are back, and I'm so excited. Our first guest in our brand new studio, Kristen Doute, is here, and it couldn't be more topical because we spoke about you so much last week.
At length.
I want to let you know, like, I'm your biggest champion, and I really felt like everyone was being so hard on you in the first episode and borderline hypocritical. So I'm like here to blow smoke up your ass because I'm here to blow smoke up your ass, and I'm so glad that you're here because I'm like literally your number one champion. And we got to hang out this season. I literally saw myself in the background at the wedding on the promo, and I was like so excited because I made it on TV. We got to hang out at the wedding, which we'll talk about, which was so much fun. Yes. We just started the new season of Vanderpump Rules. Thank you for being here. You're in town doing Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah, tonight.
Are you so excited?
I'm so stoked.
Do you love doing that?
It's really fun.
Right.
It goes by so fast. It's crazy. And I've learned to like cut the fat and not like, you know, bring my sentences out.
Yeah, no, it's like
and
a lot
he's
of
like,
pressure.
anyway, shut up, moving on.
Well, you can talk as long
be long-winded here.
Who are you on with?
SE Cup.
Oh, she's a big Housewives and Bravo fan. That's fun. She's a real intellect, too.
I've been on with her before, and she was really kind, so I'm like... Okay.
I feel like she likes you.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so first episode of Vanderpump Rules came back. We saw a little bit of an eruption at the housewarming party. Before we talk about that, can you just talk about how did anyone else realize before Stassi called it out on the show that all the new houses look the same?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, it's so funny and weird.
It might be the same, except for mine, but the rest of them.
Yours is so cute and cottagey.
Yeah, mine was built in 1939, not 2018.
Right. I'm dying. It's really cute. And are you fully moved in?
Oh, yeah.
And the number one question we got for you was Carter living with you.
No.
Oh, good. That's great.
That's great. Are you guys together at all?
No.
I'm so proud of you. That is so great.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yes. Do you want to jump back into a relationship?
I mean, I'm kind of hanging out with someone right now, but I don't think I need a boyfriend.
I don't think you do
I think
either.
I just need to like pump the brakes and chill.
Yeah. And
at least until my book comes out.
Right.
I can't keep writing new chapters about the new people in my life.
Right, like personal anecdotes. Carter is going to be not going to be on the show anymore, right? He was really only on because of you.
He'll be on this whole season.
But probably not moving forward?
I don't see why he would be, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
It's not his favorite thing in the entire world either.
Oh, really?
You know? Yeah, he gets dragged a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
Everyone's
because
really
he never
hard
gets to say like his piece. We only hear what people think about him, so
because
it's hard.
He's not a full-time castmate.
Yeah,
right.
so it's hard to get to know him.
Well, I really like. I was watching everyone fight with you, and what really turned me is when you said to Lala, you were like, if I ever went up to Randall and was like talking about your relationship and like getting involved, like you would literally kill me.
She would have my head on a platter.
Yeah, and then it's just like I felt like really on your side. Then I'm like, that's so true. Like we're all adults here. Like why is everyone getting involved? And it's not like you asked everyone to get involved. It's like everyone just took it upon themselves to put themselves in the middle of your relationship.
Right.
And I felt like that was really unfair.
More.
Yeah, and I just is it hard for you? You're obviously reliving these moments. That fight was what, a year ago?
Yeah, like in the summer. Yeah.
Right. And so now you're not only reliving it, but people are like coming for you on Twitter. And you've kind of like taken on this role of like crazy Kristen for the last few years. But every time I see you and speak to you, you're like the most stable person I've ever met. And like you're actually really smart. Is it hard for you to like go back to that like dark place?
Yeah, I feel like crazy Kristen kind of like died a little while ago, but I mean, we're all crazy.
Right.
A little bit. You know what I mean? So if you're going to come at me or come after someone, especially someone that I love.
Right.
So although Carter and I are like definitely not together, we weren't even together over the summer. It was still really complicated. And I was in the middle of like buying this house and like moving my whole life and doing everything by myself. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And so I'm always going to protect him first and foremost because he started filming the show because of me. Like, he was doing me a solid.
He didn't ask for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get why you feel protective of him.
Yeah.
So this summer, because we were talking about like what we would have done if we were friends in your situation or in your situation. So when you were moving this summer and we saw that conversation, when had you guys broken up? Like how long had it been?
We broke up in February.
So in the summer, it was like 4 months.
Okay.
That's fair for a breakup, I think.
But we still lived together.
Right.
I bought my house in April. I didn't move till June. And
logistics and breakups are so difficult. Like
just,
with the leases.
We had the apartment together, and I did ask him to move out, but you know, it took time. And at that point, I'm just like, whatever. If we live together for 4 months, then we do. And there were times that we were still getting along and we were still sleeping together. And then there were times we wanted nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
And we dragged it out a lot.
Yeah,
but
so do everyone does.
But it also had an ending date when you moved out. Like that would be
Right.
the clean slate.
Yes.
So we got so many questions, obviously, on the status of your relationship with Carter, but also on your status of a relationship with a lot of the girls. And we were just talking earlier about how a bunch of the girls are in Park City, and Sheena and Ariana were not invited, and they're complaining about it on Twitter. And we were guessing whether you were invited and you had to work because you're on Watch What Happens Live tonight.
That's why I'm so busy.
We were
I'm sorry I can't go. I'm in New York.
Were you flat out not invited? Did you know about the trip?
I found out last night on Instagram.
Shook. And what is the trip for?
I'm guessing it's for Katie's birthday, maybe Katie and Brittany's birthday. Because Katie's birthday is in a couple of days.
What is the
and
status
Katie's from Park City.
of the Witches of WeHo?
The wine, because not only did you guys give yourselves that name, but you started a company.
Yeah, so the wine's still going strong, at least the first 2 potions.
People loved it.
I think it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we still have potion number 2 and potion number 1 selling. You'll see a lot of this on the season.
Okay.
And who within the Witches wants nothing to do with the wine and who wants to continue it on. So right now we're definitely still selling it as far as like a 3rd potion. I don't know, I think once we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, but there's a possibility that it could be me with someone totally different on the show.
Wow. So what's the status of the friendship between you, Katie, and Stassi?
It doesn't sound good.
No.
Yeah, it's honestly, as of late, it's a little bit different with both. I don't like to put Katie and Stassi in one box and say like they're one person with one brain. Katie's a little more receptive to having conversations with me like about the wine or about work or what have you. But when we see each other in passing, like at our Vanderpump Rules premiere party, they were cool and cordial and kind enough, but that's kind of it. I haven't really talked to Stassi
Did something
at all.
happen? Or
I'm going to find out with you guys because I'm watching with all of the viewers and I'm just waiting to see what they say when I'm not with them on camera because I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Vanderpump Rules is really one of the only shows where the show and real life, like, it's the same. Like, you guys don't just meet up to film. Like, you're hanging out, living in the same apartment building, living around the block from each other. So it's just so crazy to hear you talk about these friendships the same way off camera and on camera.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's just so shocking.
Yeah, we're not a scripted show.
No, not at all. But
you
guys
know that firsthand.
Yeah, and sometimes people, like even the Housewives, it's not scripted, but they won't see each other.
Like the situations are orchestrated and then stuff happens once you get them all in the room together, but you guys are already in that room together.
Exactly.
They're just putting up cameras.
And it's so strange because you guys have this like really deep history, and now we're bringing on new cast members.
Right.
And Jax has been very vocal about the fact that he literally despises them, and he has no room for them. But what are your thoughts on Dana and everyone?
I mean, I think it's always helpful to bring in like some fresh blood and see how it works out. And if they're already working at SUR anyway, like why not? Obviously, it's Sheena's already hooked up with both of the new guys. I really like Dana. I really like Brett. I love Max. I don't know Brett like all that well, but he's always really great in passing. And I think Dana was an awesome addition.
I think so too. I think she's like cool and smart.
Yeah,
I like her.
Yeah, it's always like a sticky like transition, but I feel like it'll be good for the show.
Yeah, I just think if people are gonna like really hate on them, it's just because you're jealous.
Of course.
Like, don't take my screen time away. I don't care about new people.
Oh, totally.
I just have this thing, and Stassi's kind of the same way. Like, keep everyone out of my bubble. This is my bubble. I like my little bubble too, but every friend you've ever had was once a stranger. So just like give them a shot. Like, what if you fall in love with these people?
Yeah.
That's so
That's
cool.
a good way to look at it.
And so everyone's kind of progressing. You see everyone buying a house and starting businesses. Stassi wrote a book, and now you're writing a book.
Yes.
And when does it come out?
June 2nd, 2020.
June 2nd, 2020.
Available for pre-order on Amazon right now.
Plug it, girl. On Amazon. Check it out. Tell me about the process of writing a book. Was it hard? Like, it's very daunting.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of sleepless nights. So I don't have a ghostwriter, as we were talking about before we started doing the podcast.
I really commended Kristen because I follow you on Twitter. Follow me back. And I think you do. And I saw that you got into it with a Jezebel reporter on Jezebel's website. If you haven't heard of it, you truly don't need to. It's a website. It's supposed to be a website for women, but I find that they're always tearing women down. And they were making fun of Kristen and her book and saying that Kristen doesn't know what a ghostwriter is. And it was just so mean. And Kristen could have easily let it go. But Kristen came for the reporter. And sometimes these reporters think that
they brought crazy Kristen back out.
Yeah, sometimes reporters think that they could just say stuff and have no base or foundation for it, and you just came for it, and I really appreciated that. So I was commending you on your efforts.
Yeah,
and if your book is anything like that, I'm looking forward to reading it.
Same. And it is co-written, and you're saying that straight on the cover.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle Alexander wrote How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, amongst a few other books. She's a really good friend of mine. I actually met through Tom Schwartz and a couple of our other New York friends that are in the music industry. And she and I became friends probably, 6-7 years ago. And when I had this idea for this book, I just went straight to her because she knows exactly what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And I sort of gave her the layout, and I gave her maybe 6-7 pages of what I had already written. And she had a lot of really great ideas. And because she's done it, she was really helpful with the structure and the storytelling of it, using all of my stories and my ideas. So the book basically, it's like all of my entire dating history, starting from my first kiss to where I'm at now. And all the stuff you've seen on Vanderpump Rules, everything you don't know about on Vanderpump Rules. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very comedic, very facetious. And it's just saying, like, we're here to take the C word back. Like, guys want to call us crazy, so we're going to own our crazy, but we're going to tell you why it's all your fault.
I thought you were talking about the other C word. I'm like, honestly, I do not like
that one's next.
They can keep it.
Well, that sounds really good. It sounds like my perfect kind of book.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm just also looking for the tea. Is it filled with piping hot tea?
Is it what?
Filled with tea.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I figured that it would be. I want to take some questions from Instagram. I've never had so many questions pour in for someone. And this isn't a question, just a statement from Claire Cooney. Please thank her for her years of service. So thank you from the Toasters.
Thank you for your service.
Next question from Corinne Stintz. Are you loving your new house? Have you decorated it yet?
I do love my new house. When I first bought my house, I was just full panic mode. I called my mom like days after first moving in, and I was like, "Can I give it back?
Right?
Is there like a refund policy,
That's
like
so
return and
scary.
refund? Like it's terrifying.
Like, what do you fill it all up with?
Because I like redid my floors, I knocked down a wall, like all these things. I'm like, well, which order do I go in? And like I have to like call a plumber. I don't have a landlord anymore. What the hell do I do?
Right, by the way,
God.
not having a landlord, like, can't relate.
But also,
No,
which order do you go in? Do you start with your floors?
You start with knocking down the wall, and then you do the floors, and then I redid the kitchen. I still have so much to do. I mean, my backyard was like a giant pile of dirt, and I'm like, now I need landscaping.
Right.
And
Oh my
I do
God.
AstroTurf.
You're living there full time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I moved in June. So
Oh, good. That sounds so fun.
just me and my two
It
dogs.
sounds like a dream.
It's so rad.
Emily Calendar. Are you going to Stassi's wedding, or do you not know yet? Because it sounds like you guys are on the fritz.
I haven't gotten a save the date yet.
Did other people get save the dates?
I don't know because they're all bridesmaids.
Oh my gosh.
right.
And what about Lala and her wedding? Are you a bridesmaid in her wedding?
I'm not a bridesmaid.
But are you
I am
going?
invited, yes.
okay, that's
okay.
great. That's good.
That sounds so fun. Oh, let's talk about Jackson Brittany's wedding, because I was there. Really, really beautiful. And I was really shocked because I'd never been to a televised wedding before. And I really felt like the crew did a great job of not interfering and like ruining the moment. And my favorite part of the wedding, which I'm just about to be like so shady. My favorite part of the wedding was Brittany's dad. He's so precious. And he made a prayer before, like they put down the food and he made a prayer before everyone ate. And you know, Lisa's mom had just passed away and she didn't officiate the wedding. And he said such a nice prayer and then was like, and let's also just keep Lisa in our thoughts. And it was so sweet. And I looked over at Lisa and she looked like outraged about it. And I was like, oh my God, what is this lady doing? And I found out later that Brittany's dad, the precious man that he is, cleared it with Lisa. So she knew that it was going to be said, and she still acted like all surprised and mad.
Yeah. It's
Does
Lisa.
that surprise you?
No, I mean, Lisa's going to do what Lisa wants to do. It's her show.
And there was a period of time where Lisa was really hard on you.
Yeah, this summer she's lightened up so much.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I think between everything that happened with the housewives and her, and then all of the trauma that she's had with her family of the last year, I just think has really like shifted her attitude a lot.
Oh.
So, and then she saw me going through a lot this summer with the girls, with Carter. I had some family stuff going on, and she was just really kind to me.
Oh, that's nice.
That's so
I
great
know.
to hear.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but for right now, I'm like really enjoying the
No,
ride.
that was always really bothersome the way that she treated you and like gave everyone else so many chances, and it always it
James.
never sat.
You just took the words out of my mouth,
I
girl.
can't.
Yeah, and not that you ever wanted to work back at SIR, but it's like just seeing someone get so many second chances and then you losing out on like moments and times with your friends because you didn't work at SIR. Like it all just felt really
Just
unfair.
because you told someone to suck a dick, like it just the punishment wasn't worth the crime.
No,
you
not
know.
at all.
But thank you for saying it because it's one of the most iconic lines, and I say it everywhere. And if I ever meet someone named Diana, I just tell them to suck a dick.
Yeah, you're just like, suck a dick.
It was so so brilliant done, and like with a cigarette in your hand, like it was iconic. Like it was
How
really
trashy
amazing.
can Crazy Kristen get?
Okay, from AKHKY, Khaki. What are you working on now? After the book, you have James May. What's new and next for Kristen?
Still working on James May, always working on James May. Working on, right now, like spring collection's done, summer collection's almost done, already working on fall for next year. So that's always going to be my baby. The book, we're finally completely finished with it, which is awesome, but we're still in the process of like, you know, choosing the illustrations and the format and the fonts and like all of like the fun stuff with our publishing
Oh, that's
company.
fine. Have you shot the cover yet?
Yeah, we did. We shot
Oh,
the
you
cover.
look sickening on it. Love the hair.
Thank you.
Stunning. I have a question about James May, and I'm sure you get this question a lot, but there was a period in your life where you were dating James, then you had a t-shirt
I
company
know.
named James. Are they correlated at
Not
all?
at all.
Okay, I didn't
it's
think
named
so.
after my niece and nephew.
Oh, that's so
Okay,
cute.
that's really
I would never
cute.
name anything after James Kennedy.
Well, speaking of James
Maybe
Kennedy.
shit on the bottom of my shoe, but that would be it.
Dying. Jake Kitts wants to know, what are your thoughts on everyone reuniting and apologizing and reconciling with James?
I think that they're absolutely insane, but good for them. I mean, especially Jax being like, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I'm like, just give it a year. You know what I mean? If he really is sober and doing better with his life, then like, good for him. I'm not going to, drag him anymore, but I'm just like, keep 100 feet distance.
Yeah. Not holding your breath again. Mm-hmm. Sam Valentino, what is one scene that you wish never aired? Like in all your Vanderpump history?
I mean, obviously the bitch slap heard around the world. That's like the hardest thing for me to watch. I hate like the memes and everything of that. 'Cause I'm like, oh God, that is like, that's the worst thing ever.
Oh, that's so
But
funny.
also just like really wasted moments when you can't understand a word coming out of my mouth. Perhaps falling over a table once or twice.
Yeah.
But just as a viewer, I want to let you know, like, I don't regret it. Like,
It just brings so much to the show.
I loved it so much. Thank you.
I have the most random question for you because I'm remembering a few seasons ago, you were friends with Jade from The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Correct? And she just won the DraftKings lottery.
I saw. I haven't talked to her.
She's under
I know. I haven't talked to her about it.
You
but
haven't talked to
No, I haven't asked her about it. But
honestly, I think
that.
it's bullshit that she's being investigated. Like, if she wasn't on The Bachelor, like, nobody would have cared.
Yeah, no, and like what she's being investigated for, like she did the maximum number of entries, so did her husband. Like that seems like what any couple who does DraftKings would do.
Then
I think they're going to be fine.
I think they're going
I
to be fine.
hope so. Like that's so exciting for her.
April Gorzel, what do you think of Sheena's role on Vanderpump Rules now? It does seem like she's starting to phase out. Like she's not really in your group anymore. Her storyline is very much with the new people. She's in a weird spot.
I love Sheena this season. I love Sheena anyway, but Sheena on the show, I'm just like, let Sheena live. Like I think this is the first time she's just sort of owning everything that she is. Like she's, especially the episode that airs tonight, like she just cracks me up because she's no longer being that sort of wishy-washy, flip-floppy. I really want to be in this group, but I really like these people. She's just like, this is who I am.
Oh, good.
Deal with it.
She's spent so many seasons like not being herself in an attempt to get people to like her, and I think it had the opposite effect. So I'm glad that she's finally like comfortable in her own skin and wanting to just be herself.
Her scenes crack me up.
That's
like
so fun. She actually is hilarious.
She's hilarious.
CCADB, have you become a better traveler?
I'm a pretty decent traveler. Europe is like a whole nother story.
I'm totally
still terrified of Europe, and that was the whole Copenhagen thing was the first time I'd ever experienced jet lag in my life, and I think it was like a combination of that and like getting hammered and like not understanding sleep schedules and being on a trip with a bunch of girls that tend to fight.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
We got a really good question for you, which I never thought about, but when you think of like who, I know you're seeing someone, but like if you ever were to date, like
I'm single.
Single, yeah.
Dating.
If you ever
I'm
were
having
to
fun.
Dating.
Dating.
If you ever were to date like in the Bravo circle, would you ever date Shep?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Did you hear Brittany and Jax on Watch Robin's Live say that he was the worst wedding guest?
He was the worst.
I literally was with him the whole time. Like, does that mean was the like
No.
Worst by association?
Do you remember that he filmed it?
Yeah. He posted Brittany, and I told him to take it down.
You were accessory to worst.
Totally. And on all the like in the scene that I'm in, I'm like standing next to Shep. Like it's so embarrassing for me. I'm being taken down.
Wait,
he
also
was so hammered. Like he was absolutely the most hammered out of all of us.
Is he on a few scenes? He was mic'd at one point.
Oh yeah. He
gosh,
will be when that
with Sheena, right? Like something goes.
Probably with all of us. I mean, there was one night that that Sheena and I we were like, we want to go hit the town. We want to go out. Let's go like toward the hotel where the guests were staying.
Yes, it's all coming back to me now. I was there. Yeah.
And we were like,
oh yeah.
And Shep was like walking into traffic and just being drunk.
Nuts.
And then all of a sudden, one of our producers is behind us with his iPhone. He's like, I'm not missing a damn thing. Where are you guys going? What is happening?
Oh no, I'm not in that, right?
We'll see. I don't know.
Okay, I don't think that I am. I do think I went home early. Oh god.
Oh god. Wait. Also, at BravoCon, there were rumors that you and Craig Conover were an item. Please.
There were?
Yes, that's
Cute
what.
couple.
Or maybe no.
He had a girl with him.
Darn.
I'm not saying I wasn't going to try.
Right. He's so
but
cute.
he had a girl with him.
So who in the Bravo sphere would you be interested in, if anyone?
I would say if anyone at all, it would probably be Craig.
Oh, okay. He's so cute and really, really nice.
I mean, he's like a really, really, really good friend of mine. But
very good. Yes, there's a lot of crossover on Southern Charm and Vanderpump Rules. Like everyone seems to know each other.
Yeah, we do. I wish they would like let us actually cross over.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Fun. Like a girls.
They
like
let us do it with Summer House, and I saw Shep on. He was on a trailer for Summer House.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So I was like, okay, now where's our Southern Charm Vanderpump crossover?
Yeah, that's so weird. It's like they're just leveraging all these shows to make Summer House good, and it's never going to be good. But they can keep trying. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone needs to pre-order your book on Amazon.
Yes.
Follow Kristen on Instagram for all the updates on James May, on her book. Honestly, you seem like you're in a really great place.
You
Follow
really
me on
do.
Twitter if
And
you want to
know
hear
what?
my saltiness.
We had a really long conversation about the show, and I just now I'm gonna watch the rest of the season with different eyes, and I love having guests come on the show and make me feel that way. Because
And I've been a champion of Kristen.
justice for Kristen.
Justice
Justice for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I cry a lot this season, though.
Whatever.
But now I'm. Yeah.
You're on the other side.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you for stopping by in the Morning
thanks for having
Toast.
me. I love you guys so
Follow
much.
Kristen Doute on Instagram, KristenDoute. Thank you for listening to The Morning Toast, the London Morning Show, where we go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are on the podcast app. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow.